All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Tuesday, January 13th. We're ready for a great sports betting day, including NBA, NHL, and college basketball action following last night's game in the playoffs there between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans advance to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs with the win last night, 30-6, getting their first ever playoff road win. Yep, the Steelers lost on a Monday night. Did it count because it was a playoff game? Hey, you got to think it did. It's Monday, isn't it? It's Tuesday now, but the Texans led 7-6 after the third quarter and outscored them 23-0 there. The Steelers couldn't even get the ball moving, kept turning it over with Aaron Rodgers. Into the sunset, playing likely his final game in the NFL. Walked off the field there, a few steps ahead of Mike Tomlin, who also could be seeing his last action as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Houston outgained the Steelers 400 to 175 in that one, held Pittsburgh to just 2 of 14 on third down as the Steelers lost their seventh consecutive playoff game. That sets us up for Saturday. We now know the times, we now know the dates. We knew the dates, we need to know the times, we need to know the networks. Bills at Denver, 49ers at Seattle on Saturday, Texans at New England, Rams at Chicago on Sunday. We have those lines also out now as well. Broncos and Bills, basically a pick 'em. We talked about it last night here. 46 and a half. Yeah, there's a few Buffalo Bills ones, 1.5s out there a little bit, maybe just the slightest of favorites on the road for the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, the 49ers and Seahawks, we knew 7.5, 45.5, the one we were waiting on, though. Houston and New England, it is New England by 2.5, and the total 41, maybe some threes out there, but it'd still be juiced to the Niners. And the Rams, a 3.5 point favorite at the Bears, total 51. All right, how'd you guys do in the game there last night? Felt like a pretty, we mentioned on the show last night, there's some of our favorite players. Man, and what a night for Christian Kirk, made up for kind of a lackluster regular season with a big night there. The offensive star for the Texans, the star of the defense. Yeah, they had a couple guys there, especially in the post-game interview, but man, they just harassed Rodgers, who basically looked like he had in several games towards the later part of the season. Going down, getting sacked, couldn't get the passes off. That's okay. Neither could CJ Stroud. Wasn't great, but hey, they'll be advancing here on the road to take on the Patriots in New England. All right, say hello to some folks in the chat. We'll preview the action here for Tuesday night. Like I said, we got a pretty busy slate for Tuesday in the NBA and NHL, as well as some college basketball action with major conference play. Preview about 7 games I've selected here with our big card tonight. Hello to the folks in the chat here tonight, including Jerry Jones. He said Pitt's going to be 0-7 there on those games after tonight, and 23-1 on the Monday. He just said it right there. Personal account. Hello, and let's see here. He talked about the Steelers there, and also the Jazz plus points. Yeah, the Jazz. How about that with the Jazz last night? Hey, we had a few winners on the show here on Night Moves last night. We had the Jazz and the Cavaliers to go under 250. I guess it did. 235 or so there last night. Let's see if we have it here. It was 123 to 112. The Jazz 13-point underdogs, won by 12 or 11 in that game. And also, we had a winner here on the show last night with the Indiana Pacers getting the points. They beat Boston 98 to 95 there. So a couple winners on Night Moves last night. Timmy Two Shoes is here as well. Mr. 4600 is ready to go with the action here tonight. LALV, hello. He said they had the trifecta of unders there. First quarter, first half, and full game. Timmy says Rodgers couldn't get really going, couldn't take advantage of those turnovers by the Texans. LALV said he had a bunch of unders there this weekend. If you're hanging out with me, you're probably an under person, I guess, huh? Uh, Also, May and the Pats going to beat the Texans. It says Timmy says May's going to rush for 150 yards in that one. Also, hello to Jermaine in the chat here tonight. Thank you for being here. And let's see here. LALB says go with those unders in the Rams and Bears game as well. And Jermaine says he'll take the point. He took the points with the Pacers and Mr. Western. Just not an NFL fan. He prefers hockey. All right, we're going to get ready to go on the show. But first, you can go to Tony'sPicks.com and get our premium picks over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Tuesday night. We've got action in the NBA, NHL. I'm off and running. Had some tennis picks. Maybe I had the wrong tennis picks there to get going here, but we're ready to go here. We're ramping up to the Australian Open. So tennis is underway here in the early stages in January. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. And this Alessandro on top of the leaderboards there with a 3-0 performance last night. Heard him touting away there earlier tonight, shouting out about his great record here today. Ron Crawford, great job for Ron, 4-1 as well. Ron Hahn, a couple of wins. Steve Duncan there, going heavy on that hockey card last night with a 10-7 record. We had some winners here on Night Moves last night in the NHL there, didn't we? We brought home winners with the Kraken, of course, on the road as a dog. We also had the over with the Canadians and the Canucks there yesterday on Night Moves, also over with the Maple Leafs and the Avalanche, and we had the Dallas Stars on the road, part of the winners on Monday night. Also, let's see here, who else? Solo in there, 3-1. Al won his only play of the night as well, so check it out. Over at Tony'sPicks.com, click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Check me out, short-term, long-term, individual game packages as well over at Tony's Picks. All of my best picks are over at Tony's Picks. There you see, last 7 days, I'm 3-1 in the NBA, 4-2 in the NFL. I got a college football winner in there from last week, and we got a soccer winner this week. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, or subscribe to the 3-day or 7-day All Sports Premium Pass. These are already discounted for great value. You'll get plenty of plenty of picks from me if you subscribe to these discounted packages. All right. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Get ready to go. Say hello to a few more folks in the chat, and then I think we'll be ready. And then I think we'll be ready to go here with our previews here tonight. And let's see who else is joining us here in the chat room. Power Critter is here today. All right. And let's see, Colorado. Oh, Colorado lost a game, man. Hey, they're struggling, man. That's like, isn't that 3 losses in the last, 7 games or something? That might be a rough stretch here. Still, Colorado did get a point out of it, an overtime loss there. Bobby Mack's over here tonight watching some tennis here. I've got ladies on my screen, if you know what I mean, there. And let's see who else is here today. I think that's it for the crew. Everybody's chiming in. Mr. Wesker's no fan of Aaron Rodgers. He thinks he's a joke. Just won Super Bowl in all those years. Basically thinks that Rodgers, no good. I mean, just out there flailing around, I guess. Jermaine as well. And he says just too old now there. And Timmy's not also a fan of Rodgers there. Man, you guys are harsh, no doubt about it. There's Teflon and Don. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Everyone's critic. You know what? It's easy from the cheap seats, huh? All right, let's get ready to go here with our action here for Tuesday night in the NBA and NHL and those college games as well. Let's roll. with it. Hey, John, I see John in here today. Can the Nuggets win and beat the Pelicans? Thank you, John. We'll take a look at that one. Kind of an interesting matchup there with a closely rated game. And let's take a look at the matchups here in the NBA on Tuesday night. We got a 7-game card ready to roll here right now, and going to start it off here with the Sun. Oops, yeah, that's right. Man, are we really all to that rugged of a start here right now? Ramon not ready to go with the with the right. Maybe I'm a liability here on this screen. All right, here we go. There we go. Suns and Heat. Oh man, feeling the heat here. To get us started, got the Suns here on the road in a virtual pick'em right now, and I may have typed it up here wrong actually. There, on my sheet here when I got it ready, but now it's clear to me that it's actually the Heat that are the 1-point favorite here in this one on Tuesday night. Let's flip flop it here right now. Total at 230 in this one. In fact, it's anywhere from a pick to 1.5 here with the Heat at home in this one, but the Heat have lost 3 in a row coming into this one with losses here to Minnesota, Indiana, and Oklahoma City. They haven't been a very good cover here of late. They've been a decent cover here so far this season. Have the Miami Heat for the Phoenix Suns here. They've lost 3 in a row all of a sudden, even though they've been pretty solid and paying us off here so far this season. But they have consecutive losses here to Minnesota, Indiana, and OKC a couple of nights. I'm sorry, Phoenix wins and covers here of late too. Wins over Memphis, the Knicks, and Washington. The Suns remain hot right now, and their covers. What are we thinking? I mean, it's been all a good run here of late for the Phoenix Suns. They've been money, no doubt about it here during this current run. Phoenix has won 5 of their last 6 games. They've covered 6 in a row, 13-7 against the spread on the road, 13-9 against the spread as a dog. Miami just 9-9 ATS as a favorite, although they've covered 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. Phoenix has gone under in 5 straight games here right now, and 8 of their last 10. Meanwhile, Miami here has gone under in 12 of their last 18. They're also 6-12 to the under as a favorite. So see what you have here. What you do is you're welcome to comment in the chat, and your picks are shown on the screen, and I react to them a little bit as well. So Miami struggled here, losing 4 of their last 5. Not only that 3-game losing streak, they lost twice to Minnesota. They do have a win in there at cover versus New Orleans a few games back. But let's hear from you in the chat in this one with Phoenix and Miami. And see what you got here in this one with personal account. Thought the game was pretty bad tonight as well. Miami here for Mr. Wesker's at home. He's tired of the public. It says they just love the Suns. Yeah, well, the thing is, the public loves to win, and that's what they've been doing. The Suns definitely still covering here. But, yeah, you know what? Miami at home, a little different animal here, it feels like. Jermaine says, take the Suns money line, fade the Heat coming back home. And without Normie, Mr. Westwood says that's a big factor. No Normie, no good. And Normie's questionable in this game for the Heat. Also, let's see here. I think that's it on the injured list, at least here. And Jermaine talking about there it is. Jermaine, you got me. I'm taking the under in this one with Phoenix and Miami on night moves. Here, the 2 teams have not met yet this season. First of 2 meetings between the Suns and the Heat, and I'm going to take the under in this one. All right, the Spurs are going to take on the Thunder here, with the Thunder favored by 7.5, 229. This is the NBC Peacock game of the night here. With the Thunder favored. They've won 3 in a row here, getting back together and kind of recover from a few L's in there. They still haven't been covering these games. I mean, they are really on a non-cover streak here for sure. Even the games they've been winning right now haven't been uh, covers. They've failed to cover in 5 straight games, despite winning 7 of their last 9 games coming in. They had that little 2-game skid in there for San Antonio. Meanwhile, 3 straight covers, despite losing to Minnesota 104-103 on the road last time out. They had wins and covers over the Lakers and Boston here of late. San Antonio been pretty strong as a dog, 10-4 against the spread as an underdog here this season. San Antonio's won 12 of their last 18 and covered 4 of their last 6. They've also covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. San Antonio's gone under in 6 straight games. Meanwhile, 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Oklahoma City's won 17 of their last 20 games at home coming into this one. So let's hear from you in this one division matchup between San Antonio and Oklahoma City. The teams have already met more than a few times this season. They met 3 times in December. San Antonio won them all and covered them all as well. San Antonio was of course, 10.5 point dog, remember, and the 111-109 victory. They were covered. They won as a 6.5 point dog and won at OKC 117-102 on Christmas. So here's the kryptonite for the Thunder, but this one, I'm maybe from you guys in the chat. We'll see. Could this be you talk about triple revenge? Here it is right now with the Thunder and the Spurs. Is tonight the night for the Thunder? They recovered enough here to finally beat these guys. Beating them is tough enough, much less cover this spread, right? For Oklahoma City, you got Hartenstein. He's still questionable here. He's questionable now, so that's an upgrade. And Devin Vassell, he's still out for the Spurs. Let's go to the chat in this one. But who's really going to take the Thunder here, laying the? Will they woodshed them, as you guys like to say, or will the Spurs at least? Are they just good enough here that they can, stay in this game, cover this number here? Let's see what you got. All right, let's see here. Who is going to comment? SGA to hit 3 threes, says Timmy Two Shoes. Mr. Westford says Wemby hasn't been getting that full action here of late, but man, the Spurs have been still pretty good. Do have a few losses here of late, that's for sure. Let's see here. Caruso over there. Spurs playing at a high clip here right now. Definitely have them, with this Western Conference. Somebody's got to try and knock these Thunder off. Let's see. If Fox is shot for 3 threes, says Timmy. Jalen Williams under here for Jermaine. Jerry Jones there. Hello to Jerry. Says they know they're missing Van. No, they're missing Van. Jimmy Chushu says that's a small number. Usually it's 9.5. Maybe because of the fact that the Spurs have fared so well against this team, man. The Spurs seem to really have their number. I want to come back with them again here. I'll just take them. Maybe they won't win this one, but they seem to play so well against them. I'd have to consider taking 7.5 points here in this one with the Thunder. And let's see, Chet to go over in his rebound, over 25.5 rebounds. Jermaine, wow, what are we getting paid on that? Man, that's a ramp up if I ever saw one. Chet to dominate the boards. All right, I'll just take the Spurs here. They might have their number. PR, I knew it, Jermaine. I just didn't know which one you were doing. All right, I got you. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to take the Spurs here again right now against the Thunder, and figure they have their number. Whether or not they win or not will remain to be seen. The team, this has been a total under series, as I said. I said 5 of the last 7, but I actually think it's might be 5 straight here right now. Let me see. Nope, 5 of the last 7, but the Spurs definitely going under in consecutive games here of late, although the Thunder have gone over in 3 straight. Here comes some more plays from you guys, personal account. He does like the over in this one. Oh, okay. Uh, Spurs have been a total under here, as I said, of late, but maybe the Thunder going over a little bit here, as I said, in these last couple of games. And let's see, Heat money line back there for personal account. All right, thanks, you guys. Let's move on here now to the next one. Got the Bulls taking on the Rockets here on Tuesday night. The Bulls are an underdog by 12.5 on the road here. Rockets have not looked that good here of late. They're actually on a 3-game losing string and also have lost here for their last 5 overall. They've failed to cover in 5 straight, have the Houston Rockets. So a little bit of a stumble here, back-to-back losses. Remember at Portland, and then they lost on the road at Sacramento. So Houston gets back home here at least. They've been going under big time here of late, 6 straight unders. However, this series has gone over 8 straight meetings. That's 4 years of overs between the Bulls and the Rockets, although also the Bulls have gone under in 8 of their last 10. 5 of the last 6 meetings here in Houston have gone over as part of that over surge when these two franchises have met. So Chicago continues to be a pretty solid dog, 14-6 against the spread as an underdog for Chicago. They've covered 5 of their last 7 overall. Chicago's just 5-12 straight up against the Houston Rockets in the last 17 meetings between the two teams. Rockets haven't been a great cover of late, as I said. They've had some struggles here, but it does feel like tonight, man, that's a big number, but the Rockets, could they come back here and maybe have a little bit of frustration, take a little frustration here on the Chicago Bulls tonight? Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Pretty big number here. Bulls are a good underdog, but I don't know. I'm feeling like it might be the Rockets' night to rock somebody. Let's see what you got in the chat, maybe in this one here. And Mr. Weskers can't back Houston here right now, the way they're going. Tremaine says he'll be on the over here. And no defense, I think, says Mr. Weskers here. I know the total, I believe, has been dipping here in this one. I would think it would be a better shot at the under here, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it. There's even 13s out there. I'm going to go ahead and lay the big points tonight with the Rockets as my play here on Night Moves. I'll take them to blow out the Bulls tonight. The Timberwolves are taking on the Bucks. Bucks favored here by 3.5 to 28.5. So it's gone up there a little bit. I typed these lines in back kind of towards the end of the football game. And so we've got a little bit of a move here on the Milwaukee Bucks right now at 3.5 right now coming into this one. Let's take a look at the Bucks here, trying to get it back together a little bit. Although they've lost 2 of their last 3 games, they're just 17-22 currently this season. Minnesota comes in here 28-14 here as we turn towards the second half of the season. Minnesota coming off of a win, 104-103, as I said, over San Antonio. They didn't cover in that game. But they've been a pretty decent cover of late. Still, they're just 8-11 against the spread on the road, but Milwaukee 7-11 against the spread, pass-up favorite. So it does feel like this move on Milwaukee is pretty sharp, though. Actually, the Bucks here are off of a loss to Denver. They were just on a 4-game road trip. They are returning home here in this one right now. They've kind of been alternating wins and losses for the last 4 games here, but for these two teams, they've already had their first meeting of the season, and it was 103-100 in favor of Minnesota, but they were a 12.5 point favorite in that one. Let's hear from you maybe in the chat in this one between Minnesota and Milwaukee tonight. Here we go. And Mr. Westford says you got to check those injuries here for this matchup. And I think that's part of it with Anthony Edwards out. Let's see where Mr. Westford said that I saw it go by here. There we go. Yeah. No Gobert. He's suspended. Anthony Edwards is out. So seeing the move already on Milwaukee. And look, Milwaukee's, trying to improve on this poor start here this season, right? I mean, they're still under 500 here. Minnesota, not a very good underdog on so far this season, just 2-5 straight up. Thank you, Mr. Westford. There it is. No Rudy, no Edwards. I knew I'd find it there. And Jermaine says Bucks may lose coming back home in this one. And Mr. Westford says Rudy's got those. Is it because of the accumulating T's there? It wasn't just one incident already? All right. Let's see here. And all right, I think that's it from you guys in the chat in this one. Miles Turner questionable for the Bucks here. Giannis will go nuts. He doesn't want to get traded, says Tim. Oh, okay. I thought he was like facilitating a trade. I thought he wanted maybe out of Milwaukee there. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead here and take the Milwaukee Bucks. I think we got to get on them early here. We've already moved to 3.5. Could it even go higher right now? Once the news is processed a little bit. That's what we've seen here, obviously, is that move because of the injuries, or the lineup, players out of the lineup there. Jay Main says DiVincenzo over 9.5. Mr. Wesker says Doc needs to be fired, right? I mean, he'll just get another job, Mr. Wesker. People just love this guy. He love this. I love Doc Rivers as a head coach. Over 5.7. Over 5.7. Okay. All right. Bucks. Timmy Chusha says, jack it up. Going to be the Bucks here in this one. Here it is, of highly anticipated Nuggets and Pelicans here was asked for, and you got it. With the Nuggets favored on the road here by 2.5. And the total's gone up here too to 235.5. So let's make some adjustments on the fly here with the Pelicans and the Nuggets here tonight. There we go. Nuggets on the road here. Road favorite in this one in Nolans. Hey, I'm flying solo here tonight, so I'll have to take up the role for DeAndre here, talking about Pelicans basketball. And hey, they picked up a win a couple of nights ago, but they did follow that up back with a loss to Orlando, 128-118. Denver, meanwhile, coming in off of a win over Milwaukee, 108-104. New Orleans continues to be pretty good at home, 13-9-1 ATS, but Denver 13-9 on the road, still dealing with the injury bug as Nikola Jokic continues to be out. Jamal Murray questionable with an ankle injury. Christian Braun questionable. Valanciunas is out of this game as well. Brooklyn's Cam Johnson, continues to be out as well for the Pelicans. Sadiq Bey questionable here. Herb Jones is out. Jose Alvarado is out now again here this time because of injury. So the Pelicans missing a few parts here in this one for Denver here. They've covered 5 of their last 7. They've gone 4-1 against the spread. Last 5 on the road. They've beaten New Orleans in 5 straight meetings. New Orleans is just 1-10 straight up in their last 11 games here right now. Also, they've lost 5 straight at home. Do the Nuggets have enough here to still punish the Pelicans? Pelicans have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, and I don't know, maybe because of Denver's overall success, they can outlast them here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. New Orleans has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. Denver's gone under in 5 of their last 7. But overall this season, these teams have been overs. In fact, Denver's 20-8 to the over as a favorite, and the Pelicans are 14-9 to the over at home. So let's see what you've got here in this one with the uh, Pelicans and the Thunder here. I'm sorry, the Nuggets and the Pelicans here in this one. All right, and let's see here. Mr. Wester says he is not sure that Gordon's going to make it in this game, but if he does not, that would allow Zion to have a big game. So we'll see here with the. Let's see, John says both sides have injuries here. Timmy wants it to go over. He likes Hardaway in his threes. Watson for a double-double, says Jermaine. And Timmy likes it to go over here in this one. Yep, short-term unders here for these two teams right now, but long-term overs. And can New Orleans here? The teams have already met once. Denver did win at 125 to 118, but they didn't cover. They were favored by 10.5 in that one. The first meeting was won by Denver as well, 122 to 88. They covered that one with ease. All right. And for me in this one, I'm going to go ahead and take that over with Timmy Two Shoes here. Yeah, we've seen some short-term unders with these two, but I'm going to go with the over in this one without Jokic in the lineup. I say it's more of a tempo game here, and I'm going to take the over here. The last meeting did go over here in New Orleans. They went for 243, and the total on that night was pretty much exactly like it is right there, was 235. I'll go over in this one. All right, well, big news here. We're seeing some big line movement here just moments ago, and we'll have to see what we think here right now with the Lakers. We might have to do some speculating. The line has gone up here to 3 or 3.5 here within the last couple of minutes with the news. The Lakers have finished their game. They finished their press conference, and, of course, you're going to have the Lakers star is going to be questionable for the next 20 hours or so leading up to the game here in Los Angeles on Tuesday night, with the Hawks now favored by 3.5. We'll see. Luka does have a thigh injury. LeBron probably due for rest. So what will the Lakers end up doing in this one following their clunky loss there last night to the Sacramento Kings? Kings brought it against the Lakers and beat them on the road there in that one on Monday night. It was at the Kings, of course. Sorry about that. But Lakers come back home here and will be a dog. The Lakers have lost 3 straight now coming into this one. Meanwhile, Atlanta's won 3 straight all of a sudden with wins over New Orleans, Denver, and Golden State, including the last 2 games there on the road. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, their losses to San Antonio, Milwaukee, and the Kings, and really didn't look that good. So let's see what you've got, though, here in this one. Hachimura, he is back in here right now, and that's been the key, but we've got these other guys out. Ricochet, questionable for Atlanta. KP, questionable as well. Let's hear from you folks in the chat in this one. This total's dropped here, of course, as well, 0.5 point or so, and will it be? Here's the thing, right? If the two stars are kind of questionable right now and it's gone up, I guess it would only go up further, of course, once they are ruled out, if they are. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. This one makes it a little bit tough here. All right, let's see here. Jermaine, I think he's going over in this one. Oh, that might have been New Orleans, over in Louisiana. I'm not sure. Okay, Mr. Western says the Lakers are atrocious. Yeah, it's tough when you're 9 games over 500. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's only probably 2 or 3 teams that Mr. Western can stand here. Let's see here. Jermaine, no Luka. Oh, no Luka, so Hawks by 9. Luka did go off, but yeah, he reported an injury here, not necessarily his rest, a thigh injury, I think it said. Let me take a look here. Um, yeah, thigh injury has made him questionable for this one, as we heard from at the end of the game. So let's see here. Bronny to be chucking up 3-pointers. Timmy says the Hawks traded Trey Young, right? They traded Trey Young. So, and let's see here. Jermaine's Mr. Westwood says, I just like that. Ramon, how is that? There. He's definitely thinking the Lakers here probably not in a great spot without these players, more likely without their two stars, if they are. I mean, we don't know yet, so kind of just got to speculate on that. I better just take the under in this one with the Hawks and the Lakers until we really figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. But the move's been on the under here, so I'll try the under in this one. Lakers have gone under in 4 of their last 5. Atlanta's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. Coming into this one, the two teams did meet their first meeting. It was 122 to 102. Atlanta rocked them at home there, so maybe it is a good spot for Atlanta, especially if one or two of the Lakers stars are missing now. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and the Lakers have gone over still in 13 of their 17 home games. We know that's kind of been a big factor here, but I'm going to go with the under finally in this one. And Mr. 4600 likes the Hawks here. All right, Jermaine's got his props out here as well for this one. Thank you, guys. We got one more here in the NBA, and that's it on our 7-game card here on Tuesday night. Trailblazers on the road taking on the Warriors here. The Trailblazers have been smoking hot here right now, but they are coming off a loss of last game. They lost to the Knicks 123 to 114 to stop a winning streak. Warriors, meanwhile, lost to Atlanta 124 to 111, snapping their 2-game winning streak. For Portland here, they've won and covered 5 of their last 6 games coming in. They've also covered 4 of the last 5 meetings against the Warriors overall. The Warriors have failed to cover in 5 of their last 7 overall, although they are 8-4 straight up in their last 12 games. Coming into this one, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. However, Portland's gone under in 10 of their last 13, although they are just 10 overs and 10 unders on the road. They're 10-16 to the under as an underdog. Golden State, meanwhile, has gone under in 4 of 6, but they are 18-11 to the over as a favorite here. Golden State's done a nice job. The Warriors can't seem to stand any success and get any covers here. Usually favored by too many. In fact, look at this one's gone up to 10.5 here right now. Better check these injuries. I'm showing 10.5 here for the Warriors all of a sudden. Yeah, we heard that news there late in the cycle there on Monday night. Denny Avila is out of this game, so you're taking away 26 points out of that lineup. You got Jeremy Grant doubtful here. Chris Murray is out as well, so maybe that's part of it here for the Blazers, but they continue to be a little bit of a stubborn opponent, that's for sure, in this setup here. So I better just take the under in this one too. Give me the under here with the Blazers and the Warriors. I would think without Avija in there, that might favor the Warriors here. Kind of tough laying 10.5, but maybe this is a spot. The Warriors don't really blow a lot of teams out, that's for sure, but it does feel like this could be the one. They did crush Sacramento the other night, 137 to 103, but they had Utah here at home recently as a 12.5 point favorite. They won by 9 in that one. So I'll take the under here. Let's see if you guys have an opinion on this final game, and then the NBA's over here right now. All right. Warriors spread. Draymond to hit a couple of threes there. Portland 3-0 so far in the series this year, says Mr. Wesker's been a good run here. Portland as underdogs each time. In fact, they won here 127 to 123 back on November 21st as a 10.5 point favorite. So, yeah, Portland has an opponent maybe they like here a little bit. All right, let's see here. And of course, we got to take Draymond to get over in his technicals again, says Mr. Westers. What was he doing again there? The other, just tired of him, tired of Draymond. All right. I guess that's it for the NBA. Thanks a lot, you guys, on the 7-game card. Enjoy it. The featured games there on Tuesday night. Let's get ready to go over to the college game here on Tuesday. We've got a nice college card of major conference action here, and I've picked, I think, 7 of the best games here tonight. Let's get you ready for a little college basketball action here for Tuesday. All right, first up, Villanova Wildcats on the road taking on the Providence Friars here in this one. You've got Villanova here going to be a favorite, 2.5, 158.5 on the road. Villanova coming in 13-3. Providence just 8-8 coming into this one. Providence is off a couple losses here to Connecticut and Xavier. They did cover against the Huskies. There also Villanova coming in off of a win over Marquette, 76-73, but they were laying 3.5 there in that one, so not a great cover here so far or of late. But both these teams have been pretty decent covers overall so far this season. For Villanova here, they are 5-2 against the spread on the road. For Providence, they're 4-2 against the spread as an underdog so far this season. So, you have anything here in Big East play between Villanova and Providence? Villanova's won 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams, although Villanova's won 3 of the last 4 meetings overall. Villanova's just 2-5 against the spread. Their last 7 against Providence. Villanova coming in here playing well, 4-1 straight up last 5 games on the road, but Providence is just 1-4 straight up in their last 5. 8 of the last 12 meetings in this series have gone under, although Providence has gone over in 5 of their last 7. Villanova is just 2-5 to the under in their road games so far this season. Providence has been an over for sure, including at home here, 6-2 to the over, but I'm going to take under 159 here with Villanova and Providence on Tuesday night. Let's hear from you in the chat if you like this one. Get us started here, top of the board with Villanova and Providence. Both teams missing some parts here for sure coming into this one, but no big-time scorers are out. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Westers likes Providence to cover as a home dog here. Greg likes them to win outright. And Jimmy says that they've, Friars have got to get this one. Friars did win the last meeting here at home, 75-62 last February as a 2.5-point dog in that one. And this one's about 2.5 here as well. So I'll take the under in this one. Virginia Cavaliers are on the road against the Louisville Cardinals. 2 ranked teams here in this one on Tuesday night. UVA ranked 16th coming in at 14-2 right now in Louisville. Meanwhile, 12-4 here, ranked 20th. And Villanova, though, still going to be a favorite at home by 3.5. And the total here is at 154, maybe 154.5 right now. UVA, winners of 3 straight, covered against NC State, Cal, and Stanford. Get rolling here in conference play. For Louisville, meanwhile, they are coming off of a win, 75-62 over Boston College, but they didn't cover that one, and they lost the previous 2 to Duke and Stanford and failed to cover in those, including as an 8-point favorite against the Cardinal here on January 2nd. So, yeah, a little bit of a something to consider here. This one, especially Virginia, 9-1 straight up in their last 10, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Coming in for Louisville here, they've won 12 of 16 right now. However, just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. They are 19-1 straight up at home, dating back to last season. And Virginia does own this series for sure. 17 of the last 20 games they've won against the Cardinals. Although, you know what? The Cardinals have won the last 2. It was actually 17-1 before Louisville won both meetings last season, 70-50 at home, and they also won at Louisville 81-67. But both teams have been relatively solid here against the number. You have UVA, just an underdog for the 3rd time this season. They're 2-0 against the spread there as a dog. So I might have a tendency to go back to Virginia here a little bit. Louisville comes in just 6-10 to the under, 3-7 to the under in their last 10, 5-6 to the under in their last 6. UVA's also gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, but I'm not sure I'm going to be on the under here. So let me take Virginia here plus the points on the road against Louisville. I'm going to try the Cavaliers here plus 3.5. Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you have with Louisville and Virginia here. It's going to be Jermaine says he likes, oops, I'm on the wrong game there. He likes the over in this one. And Timmy Chushu says he likes Louisville at home, played them already. And Mr. Westers is on Virginia here against the spread. And Timmy likes Louisville at home in this one. Greg says, what has he got? 78, 75. Pretty much right on the number there. Mr. Wesker says, what is the logic for the under? What is the logic on the under for Villanova in this one? Yeah, I actually, Mr. 4600, I think I'm almost preferring the over here in this game. Like I said, these two teams are right now going under here consistently over the since basically the start of the month, if not a little bit back. Both teams 5-6 to the 1-5 to the under so far in their last 6 games. Both teams steady unders here of late, and the teams have combined 13-19 to the under. But look, the number is obviously 154, so we're expecting a high scoring game here. So I think that's just where I've ended up here. Is I kind of want to. We'll see. I mean, I want to see the move too, but it does feel like if you've got this game, look, this is like unprecedented. This type of score here for Virginia right now. In fact, if you look back. This is out of the database, but this is such a high total for this series that 108 of the last 110 night games for Virginia in conference play have been under 154 points. So only 2 games out of the last 110 for Virginia at night, weeknight conference games mostly, have gone lower than this number. That's how high this number is in this series. So, or in this game for Virginia. I mean, they're a different team. They're not, the old slow down Virginia that we're used to. It's different now, but it's just an interesting note there that they really never go this high right now ever. But things have changed a little bit. Virginia's 2-1 to the over on the road, 108 of 110. So let's see here. Virginia's tough, and they might win this game, says Greg. So maybe you could use that stat. It's just that it's really not a valid stat because it is expected to be a very high-scoring game, and you're going to have to throw out all those Virginia games that were 110, 120 point, 130 even. We know how Virginia played under their last two coaches, but things are a little bit different now with Virginia nowadays, I guess, or nowadays I should say, just here in the last uh, season or two here, right? All right, that's it for you guys in this one. All right, the Connecticut Huskies are on the road taking on the Seton Hall Pirates. College basketball action here for Tuesday night for the Huskies. Coming in here to this one on the road, they're a 6-point favorite, and the total here 131 right now, with Connecticut favored in this one on the road. In fact, right now I'm showing it down to 5.5 or 5 even. We got to at least put it at 5.5, but I'm also seeing some 5s out there right now. So let's bump it down just a notch here for this particular matchup. For Connecticut, they come in here right now ranked to number 3 in the country at 16-1 here. But the real surprise has been Seton Hall here. Every few years the Hall jumps up and has a decent team. Right now they've moved into the poll here this week at number 25, 14-2 after winning 3 straight games here right now against Marquette, Creighton, and Georgetown. They did lose to Villanova in a conference game here, but still they've been playing well, and to have that ranking right now is a pleasant surprise. They've won 8 of their last 9 games overall, although they are just 3-6 against the spread at home, but they're 4-0 against the spread as an underdog, and Connecticut's 5-7 against the spread as a favorite. Now Connecticut is 3-1 ATS on the road, and like I said, Seton Hall, for whatever reason, at home, they're not that great, having failed to cover in 6 of 9 and also 5 of their last 6. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and Connecticut's gone under in 5 of their last 7. Seton Hall is 3-6 to the under at home. Connecticut's 4-8 to the under as a favorite. I think I prefer the under here in this one between Connecticut and Seton Hall. I think Seton Hall's kind of been doing it pretty good here with the defense. Man, it's 131, kind of low for sure, but I'm going to take the under here with Connecticut and Seton Hall. Seton Hall's covered 8 of their last 11 overall. Connecticut's on a 10-game winning streak, but they've only covered 2 of the last 6 against Seton Hall overall, and Connecticut's just 5-10 ATS, or I got them at 6-11. 6-11 ATS so far this season. So let's see here. What do you think? Another matchup of ranked opponents here on Tuesday night. And Timmy says he's got the Huskies here in this one, but Mr. Westford's like Seton Hall, getting those points at home. Hey, the move's on Seton Hall. I got to think maybe Seton Hall here. Greg says 67-62, so he's probably on the Hall and the under. It looks like in this one, I'll take the under with Seton Hall and Connecticut. Hey, let's go to the SEC now. Next up for Florida and Oklahoma here, with Florida on the road, favored here. The 19th ranked Gators are 11-5 coming into this one. They've won 2 straight. Oklahoma's lost 2 straight. They're 11-5 as well, but Oklahoma with back-to-back losses on the road against Mississippi State and Texas A&M. They pretty much got blown out of those games. 72-53 to the Bulldogs and 83-76. It didn't cover 4.5 against the Aggies. For Florida, meanwhile, back-to-back wins over Georgia. They won and covered at home by 9.5 and a 15-point win over the Dogs, and they beat Tennessee by 24 as a 4.5-point favorite. So Florida may be getting it back together here a little bit right now, and they're on the road here laying the points, though, against Oklahoma. Florida's 6-1 straight up in their last 7, 5-2 against the spread. Their last 7 games on the road, dating back to last year. Oklahoma 4-11 against the spread right now this season. 4-11 their last 15, 5-11 overall. They've still won 9 of their last 12, but yeah, it's been a struggle. They're 1-4 against the spread as an underdog. Are the Oklahoma Sooners? 10 of the last. Oklahoma's gone under in 10 of 15 games so far this season. They're also 1-4 to the under as a dog. Florida's 1-3 to the under on the road. Florida been kind of a menace in conference play here still. Let's see if they can kind of get it together here right now and take a look here too at the current standings in the SEC here. Currently finds right now that Vanderbilt 3-0. How about Vanderbilt women's basketball too? Do they ever lose any games in Nashville these days? Texas A&M 3-0 here. Florida 2-1. Oklahoma's just 1-2 right now. It does feel like the SEC. Do we really know what's going to happen here right now in this conference? If anything, it feels like Vanderbilt's earned the right to be maybe the current favorite. If not, I mean, they certainly are a good bet here. But right now, I think Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, but it runs deep, man. This thing's still wide open. Here's an important game with Florida and Oklahoma. What do you think in the chat with this one? With Florida on the road, laying it here. Yeah, Oklahoma hasn't been covering too well. Maybe they're trailing these guys a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like Oklahoma could still fight their way into the top half of the standings here. But yeah, right now they already have those 2 conference losses. Okay, let me go to the chat. That gave you enough time here. Let's see what we got. Timmy says, Sooners. Mr. Westers might be looking at a money line. Okay. I'm not trying to understand some of the. Okay, you guys do a great job for me. Greg here says 82-75. I think he likes Florida there in this one. And let's see here. The 5.5. Is it a tarp? Says Jimmy Two Shoes. And Greg says Florida is not playing any games anymore. They're ready to step on it, I think is what he's saying. Ready to stop messing around here a little bit with so far with 5 losses, the defending champs. But Greg says Oklahoma's not the same as last year either. All right. Hey, give me the over in this one with Florida and Oklahoma. I'm going to go over. Like I said, yeah, Oklahoma's been going under as a dog, but at home they're 5-3-1 to the over, and I think I'm going to take the over with these 2 right now. I know it points to the under here, but I'm going to go with the eye test, I think, a little bit and go over here in this one. The meeting last year did go under in a 85-63 win for the Gators at home as a 14.5-point favorite. All right, next up, Big 12 action here with Iowa State and Kansas. In this one, you got Iowa State here on the road, still rolling at this point, number 2 ranked team in the country. The Cyclones here with a record of 16-0. Kansas comes in 11-5. Unranked Kansas here. Man, Iowa State, what a season it's been so far. But you got to lose one somewhere, and they're playing in Lawrence here. So let's see what you think, though, in this one. Iowa State still 3-0 against the spread on the road so far this season on the true road. Iowa State obviously on a roll, but they are just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall coming into this one. Also, Iowa State just 4-8 in their last 12 games against the Kansas Jayhawks, but we know this is a little bit different Iowa State club here right now. Kansas still coming in. Hey, they're still getting it done on a lot of these games. They've actually won 8 of their last 11. They're 6-1 at home so far this season. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under, including both meetings last season. It was at Lawrence here, 69-52. Kansas won it as a 3.5 point favorite. Meanwhile, Iowa State won at home, 74-67. Last season, stayed under 143 as Iowa State won and covered as a 5.5 point favorite here. So I'm going to try the under here in this one. Iowa State's been putting up some unders here for sure. They're 0-3 to the under on the road. Kansas 2-7 to the under at home. Iowa State's gone under in 6 of their last 8. And like I said, 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two programs have gone under. I got to take the under here in this one. And let's see what you guys have in the chat. Hello to Ken Mizrahi today. He's hanging out here on Night Moves tonight. And Mr. Westwood says, great card here tonight. You got other teams in action, including Wisconsin, USC as well. Timmy says, can the Jayhawks get this one? I think Greg's got it here. I think he likes Kansas here, according to that score. All right, and Greg says Kansas looked bad against UCF. I thought it was UCF that looked good against Kansas for sure. But look, they're at home. This is going to be the one, man. If the fans are going to show up and show out here in Lawrence, maybe this is the one. They're getting the points at home. I think that's going to be dangerous for a lot of people. But this Iowa State team is really something else here right now on top of the standings here, obviously, in the Big 12 currently. They are 3-0. Arizona's 3-0. Houston's 3-0. And BYU is 3-0. So, all those teams, I mean, Iowa State may be ranked number 2 in the country, but Arizona's ranked number 1. So what a season it's going to be with those two teams. And the Iowa State game against Arizona isn't until the next to last game of the season. Here it is at Arizona, so we can see those teams coming in there with some awesome records. It's the Big 12. They're not going to be 28-0 each or whatever at that point. I don't think. Arizona will play Wednesday against ASU. So, okay, let's see here. Greg says that, I'm sorry, they were home against, no, they were home against UCF? Okay. I thought they were at UCF for some reason in that game, but I was on UCF. I know that, 81-75. Yeah, it was at UCF in that one. I remember we were on UCF for sure. Okay, let's see here right now. Let's go next up. Baylor and Oklahoma State, more Big 12 action here right now. And for Baylor, they are 0-3 in conference play here right now. Oklahoma State 1-2, but good records overall. Baylor 10-5, Oklahoma State 13-3. Baylor has lost 3 straight games coming into this one. TCU, Iowa State, and Houston. They haven't looked too good actually for Oklahoma State here. They did have a win against UCF last time out, although lost to Iowa State. The next one, Baylor is just 1-3 against the spread on the road here so far this season, but Baylor's won the last 5 meetings over Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's gone over in 10 of their 13 games so far this season. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma State, they've gone over in 10 of their last 13 games overall. This is a big total here at 168, but man, why wouldn't it go over? It feels like with these two. Baylor here open maybe 2.5. So the move has been to Oklahoma State here a little bit at home. Oklahoma State has covered a few times as a dog here so far this season. Baylor, meanwhile, just 6-8 ATS. So I'm going to go with the over here in this one, Baylor and Oklahoma State. Let me hear from you in the chat. I'll take a high score here in this one. All right. Let's see. Jimmy Chushu says it feels like a lot of March Madness games right here. Mr. Westers likes Baylor plus the points here in this one. Or I should say minus a point, minus 1.5. But Timmy likes the under, though, here. Greg says Oklahoma State here. I think he means there to win the game. And at home, Greg says wrong. The old wrong team's favored. And the way it's moving, it might not last that long. Greg says Oklahoma State is money. Well, they're 8-8 against the spread, but all right. I think take the over there in that one. And I've got, let's see here, one more on the college card tonight. Go back to the SEC right now with Alabama taking on Mississippi State here in SEC action on Tuesday night. Bama favored on the road here by 5.5. Alabama's 1-2 right now in conference play. Been a bit of a disappointment so far for the Bulldogs here. They come in 10-6 here currently. They're 2-1 in conference play. Alabama ranked 18th, but 2 straight losses here too. Vanderbilt and Texas. Mississippi State, meanwhile, was on a winning streak before they lost last time out to UK. And a pretty good run, though, here for the Bulldogs of late. Mississippi State, though, is just 3-6 against the spread at home, 1-2 against the spread as an underdog here. Meanwhile, Alabama 3-1 against the spread on the road. So maybe this is their best roll here, although they're just 4-5 ATS as a favorite here in this one. Alabama's won 8 of their last 11 games overall coming in, but just 2-5 ATS in their last 7. They've covered 5 straight meetings against the Bulldogs overall, but Mississippi State's won 6 of their last 7. They're also 7-1 straight up at home, and they've gone 4-1 against the spread here of late. I'm going to take the Bulldogs here in this one at home, plus 5.5. Give me Mississippi State here against Alabama. We'll see if Alabama can actually slow this team down. I think that's my big question here. Mississippi State, they are 3-0 to the over as an underdog, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two have gone over. Although I will say Mississippi State is just 2-7 to the under at home so far this season, even though they've trended a bit over. They're 7-0 to the over on the road, but at home it's been pretty much all unders. Alabama, though, has gone over in 8 of their last 12 games and are 3-1 to the over on the road and 6-3 to the over as a favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and take Mississippi State here in this one, plus the points. Let's see what you have in the chat here in this one. Timmy Choo-Shoes likes Alabama here. I think Greg, though, prefers Mississippi State. Greg says Alabama plays better at home. Yeah, you can say that again here. Alabama just playing their 3rd true road game, however, of the season. Greg says Mississippi State pretty good at home. Yeah, 7-1 so far. All right, that's it for my college card here to look at on Night Moves. I looked at 7 games here. We got a busy night of hockey on tap. In fact, 10 games on the ice here for Tuesday night. I'm going to do it here right now with a good card. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. All right, NHL action here for Tuesday. And we'll start it off. Canucks and Senators NHL action for Tuesday night. Vancouver coming in here. Still can't find a victory right now. And, neither can Ottawa here of late, but Ottawa's lost 4 straight games actually coming in to Detroit, Utah, Colorado, and Florida. But It's been really bad here of late for the Canucks. They just cannot find a W here right now. Vancouver, losers of 7 straight coming in. They have defeated Ottawa in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Vancouver's 19-14 to the over as an underdog. Ottawa, meanwhile, 19-13 to the over as a favorite. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over as well. Vancouver's kind of owned the series here, but they're just 1-5 straight up on the road in their last 6. I'm going to have to go over here in this one at 6 over tonight with Vancouver and Ottawa here. Hey, it's 2 Canadian teams. Let's go over 6 over 20. I'll take the over here with Vancouver and Ottawa here on Tuesday night. Timmy says, give me the Canucks in this one. And Timmy says, I got to take the over here. Timmy says, the Senators are a mess. And Greg says, 4-3 Senators can find a way to get it done against this struggling Vancouver team right now. All right, the Montreal Canadiens are on the road here, taking on the Washington Capitals. A good one here with Montreal, 26-14-6. Washington comes in 23-17-6. Montreal's been in a pretty good groove here of late. Washington started to put it together a little bit, but Montreal's won 4 of their last 5. Washington's dropped 11 of their last 16, but Washington's actually won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Montreal has gone over in 6 of their last 8 on the road. Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 6 and 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here in Washington have gone over. These two teams did meet back in November, and Washington won 8-4 in that one. So Washington has won 3 straight meetings overall between the two. Montreal's gone over in 6 of their last 8 on the road. They're 14-8 to the over on the road and 18-7 to the over as an underdog here. So see what you got in this one between Montreal and Washington here. Montreal hasn't done very well in this series. You got Sam, it looks like, here in goal for this one, probably against Logan Thompson here. I'm taking the Montreal Canadiens as a dog. Give me the Habs here in this one tonight. They're the hotter team here, it feels like right now. Washington playing some inconsistent hockey. Montreal's really got it together here of late. They did play last night, however, I will mention, in that 5-3 win at home against Vancouver. Now they're on the road, so that could be a little bit of a negative here. Washington coming in off of a road loss at Nashville, and they also beat Chicago on the road. Let's go to the chat for this one. And Timmy says the Caps are going to crush them. He likes them 4-3. And Timmy says, yep, Washington has the ownership of this series here when these two teams have met 5 of the last 6. Jermaine likes the over here in this one. And Jimmy Choo Shoes likes Chetron to get an anytime goal. All right, speaking of hot, they're the hottest team in the league, believe it or not. Not just, they're even hotter than Colorado right now. We've seen Colorado with some lapses here of late. So it's the Tampa Bay Lightning that are the hottest team in the NFL, in the NHL, technically. Still you're going to say Colorado's the best team maybe, but hottest, not so fast right now with the Lightning here, absolutely smoking teams with a 10-game winning streak here right now. They're 16-4 on the road, 21-14 as a favorite. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh here, they have won 6 of their last 8 games, including 4 of their last 5 games at home here right now. Good game here tonight. Pittsburgh comes in 21-14-9. Tampa Bay 28 13-3. Tampa's won 4 of the last 6 meetings. Between these two teams, Tampa's gone over in 4 of their last 6, and 4 of our last 5 in this series have gone over. Tampa Bay's gone over in 21 of 14 as a favorite. Pittsburgh's gone over in 12 of 21 at home and 15 of 27 as a favorite here. I'm going to take the over in this one between Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh here on Tuesday night. The two teams did meet last month. It was 4-3. Pittsburgh got the win at Tampa back on the 4th of December. See what you guys have in the chat in this one. Jermaine rooting for a tie here, it looks like. All right, and let's see here. Hello to Toes in the chat. Thank you, Toes. Nice to see you there. Hey, we got those games previewed in there, so check it out. Let's see here. Jermaine has Radish to get 2 points there. Penguins for Timmy Two Shoes. He's already bet him. Greg says 3-2 Tampa, however. And Crosby for an anytime goal here for Timmy Two Shoes. And also over for Jermaine here. Jermaine David. Nice to see you, Jermaine. Great looking avatar there. And I really appreciate you being a member of the chat All-Stars tonight. All right, let's keep it moving here right now with our NHL action here with the Flames on the road here taking on the Blue Jackets. All right, well, hey, for Calgary here coming in, they finally stopped that losing streak here a couple nights ago with a 2-1 win over Pittsburgh. We were getting a little bit worried about Calgary falling off the standings board there a little bit, but they were finally able to pick up a win in the last one. Meanwhile, for Columbus, they were kind of in the same hole. They were in a losing streak as well, and they came up with a big win over Utah, 3-2. So it's two teams snapping losing streaks here last time out. Calgary has lost 4 of their last 5. Before that win, they were on a 4-game losing streak. Same for Columbus, dropping 4 of their last 5. Calgary's won 9 of the last 13 meetings overall between these two teams. For Calgary here, they've gone under in 6 of their last 9 games overall and 5 of their last 6 games on the road. So see what you have here, though, with this one. Edmonton and Nashville. Look, I'm in a Nashville. Sorry about that game. Let me get the game right here. Calgary and Columbus. Get your pick on this one. Calgary and Columbus here. And let's see here. There we go. Jimmy Choo Choo says likes Calgary, but Columbus here trying to get it together, right? Columbus in regulation here for Timmy Two Shoes. Werenski for an anytime goal. So, look, I've been talking about it here for weeks and how we've been betting on Nashville. It's been a good time. I mean, why do I keep talking about Nashville? Just want to get to that game here, I guess. So Calgary does have a little bit of a advantage in this series, it feels like, in the head-to-head. They already won this year 5-1 at home against Columbus here. You could argue that it's a home team dominated series right now, but still I'm going to gravitate here towards Calgary. I'm going to take Calgary on the road tonight plus money against Columbus. All right, and let's see here. No jacket, too much steam, says Greg. All right, the Red Wings are on the road here taking on the Bruins. Red Wings coming in 28-15-4. The Bruins 25-19-2. Both teams come in here playing well. Detroit 4 consecutive victories, including wins over Ottawa, Vancouver, Montreal, and Carolina. They're a slight dog here to the Bruins. The Bruins are coming off of a win over Pittsburgh, 1-0, and they're a little modest favorite here, $1.25 or so in this one over the Red Wings here. Let's hear from you. Red Wings have won 4 of their last 5 games coming in, but they've lost 4 of the last 6 overall to Boston. Boston's won 5 of their last 6, and they've also won 13 of their last 19 games at home coming in here. This series has gone under in 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams. Boston also here decent little run here at home for sure. It feels like they played pretty well in these last 3 games coming in. And hell, at $1.25, I think I want to take Boston here. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Give me Boston. Now I'll go to the chat and see what you guys have to say. But I'm going to take the Bruins at home at $1.25. Greg says it'll be 4-3 in favor of Detroit. All right. Well, I'll still take the Bruins here to win. All right, the Carolina Hurricanes. They lost last night. Man, it felt like they came back there in that game against Detroit. Still ended up losing it 4-3 in overtime as Detroit got the win to stop the Hurricanes' current latest winning streak, if you will, in this one. Big win there for Detroit. St. Louis, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight games. Coming into this one, they've also lost 5 of their last 7 right now. Carolina, they played their last night. St. Louis is much more rested. They've been lying in wait here for a couple of days since their last game, but it's just that Carolina's playing so well. Even when they fell behind, they kept coming back last night. Carolina's won 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. 5 straight meetings between these two teams here in St. Louis have gone over, although maybe the teams do trend a little bit to the under. St. Louis 12-16 to the under as an underdog, but I would think this one here, you got St. Louis going over in 4 of their last 6 games overall. Carolina's gone over in 5 of their last 7. I think I'm going to take the over in this one with Carolina and St. Louis here on Tuesday night. Let's see here. Looks too good for the Bruins here, says Greg. Timothy Hawk made it tonight. He's on the Canes -1. And Greg says 3-2. Canes might be tired. Jordan Stahl for an anytime goal here, says Jimmy Two Shoe. All right, I'm going to take the over there in that one. All right, can we get to the Predators game finally here against the Oilers? Although, I don't know. I think I would say the luck ran out here on Nashville. Obviously, they won last game, and we were on them again. But I think here against Edmonton, this might be a little bit different here. Even if we've seen Nashville kind of cooking here this season, I might think that Edmonton might be in the right spot here. Edmonton's won 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Nashville. Edmonton also 5 straight wins over Nashville overall, 8-3 in their last 11 games on the road. Nashville still won 8 of their last 12 games at home, but they are 11-19 as an underdog this season. That's where we don't want Nashville, it seems like, in a lot of these games. Nashville's gone under in 5 of their last 6 at home. Edmonton, those gone over in 5 of their last 6. I've got Edmonton here on the road. I'm taking the Oil here, minus $1.25 on Tuesday night. And Timmy says he's got Nashville and McDavid for an anytime goal. Here's an ATG parlay with Pasternak and McDavid. Greg says, give me 4-3 on the Predators here. I'm going to take Edmonton. Timothy Hawk says he's got the Oilers in this one as well. -1 even. The Islanders are on the road, taking on Winnipeg. Islanders 25, 15, and 5. Winnipeg's won two straight to improve to 17, 22, and 5 for Edmonton for Winnipeg here. Back-to-back wins over the Kings and New Jersey. Got it done in that game against New Jersey 2 nights ago in a 4-3 regulation win, but the Islanders here, they've looked good here this past week or two with a 3-1 straight-up record, and definitely hanging in there over the last few games here. But the Jets here, $1.35, might be moving into favorite territory a little bit right now, is what I've kind of going to be calling for myself. Winnipeg definitely struggling here, but at least they've won 2 in a row here right now after that 11-game losing streak. So they might have a little bit of momentum here anyway. They're after all, they are favored here. They were really struggling. They are 15 and 12 at home straight up. Meanwhile, the Islanders 11 and 7 on the road, 19 and 12 on the road as a dog here. But Winnipeg finally winning a couple of games. I think I'm going to be on them here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. I won't tell you because Winnipeg's lost 12 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams in Winnipeg. That's a long sample size, nearly 20 years there. But for Winnipeg, they've lost also 9 of the last 12 to these guys here. I'm taking Winnipeg tonight. Give me Winnipeg at home, $1.35. I'm taking the Jets. All right, let's see here. Timothy played the Islanders. Timothy Hawk is on the Jets. Timmy says the Jets are tanking already. Man, dang it. Come on, Winnipeg. Yeah, they're just barely better than Vancouver right now. Greg says 4-2 in favor of the Islanders. Timmy Choo-Choo says this is a bottom feeder contest. Greg he's still no Jets hockey. I'm taking the Jets. All right. A couple more of the show's over. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Maple Leafs Hildeby going up against Utah and Vimmelka here in this one. And you got Utah, pretty stiff favorite at $1.50. Toronto comes in on a 4-game winning streak, but they won last night at Colorado. Impressive win. It was overtime, and then you got to get out of Dodge and travel over to Utah right now. Maybe a little bit hazardous. Utah comes in off of a loss. They've been well rested. However, they lost to Columbus a few games ago, but here comes the Leafs. What do you think will happen here in this one? For Toronto here, they've won 5 straight in this series between the two, but they've lost 5 of their last 7 on the road. They still have won 6 of their last 7 overall, but the road has not been kind. 7 and 10 for Toronto. Meanwhile, Utah 11 and 7 at home so far this season. Toronto's gone. Utah's gone over in 7 of their last 10 games overall and 4 of their last 6 against Toronto. That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to take Utah here. This is a big favorite here. Maybe you can toy with them a little bit, minus a goal. I know it's $1.50 here right now, but I want the Mammoth in this one. And, it's $1.50, $1.55. But what are you going to do? I'm taking the Mammoth as a favorite here. So is Timmy. He's got him in a parlay. Greg says Mammoth here to cover the puck line even, and Timothy, those on the Maple Leafs, Timothy Hawk. All right, one more, and that's it here for Night Moves. We got the Stars taking on the Ducks. Here in this one, the Stars minus $1.20 total. 6.5 here in this one with the Stars, of course, played there last night. Got the win over the Kings. 3-1. Did a pretty good job. Hey, I said we were on the Stars there. Poor Anaheim. Feel bad right now. It's going south here. They've lost 9 straight here right now. Dallas has won 12 of the last 14 against the Ducks here overall. Now they are playing on the back-to-back, talking about the Dallas Stars. Meanwhile, Anaheim at least has been rested here. Dallas has gone over in 8 of their last 10 on the road. Anaheim's gone over in 8 straight. Dallas has also gone over in 5 of the last 7 against these guys. Dallas here, and the Ducks. It is 6.5, but man, I got to take the over with these two. Come on, see a lot of goals here of late between with these two teams. Anaheim's 20-11 to the over as a dog. They're one of the biggest over teams in the league, if not the biggest, at 31-14 to the over overall. And Dallas is 14-11 to the over on the road. Give me the over 6.5. Stars and Dallas. All right, Timmy's with me here on this one. He likes the over, and so does Timothy Hawk. I think Greg likes it over too. He's got the Stars to win it 4-3. All right, that's going to do it for the Night Move Show. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out our premium picks, only our best picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages. That'll do it for Night Moves. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Great job here tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night with more Night Moves. And we'll have a great card with you, NBA, NHL, and college basketball. We're time to hit the grind here for the rest of the winter and hopefully have a crushing month here in the last couple weeks of January. All right. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you back here tomorrow with more Night Moves. For the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.